We are going to take a look at one of the notice and note signpost comprehension strategies called contrast and contradictions. When you are reading and a character says or does something unexpected or acts in a way the reader doesn't expect, you should stop and ask yourself, why is the character doing that? The answer will help the reader make a prediction or inference about the plot and conflict. So what is a contrast or contradiction anyways? A contrast or contradiction is anything that seems very different than what one could have expected or predicted. Typically in fiction, we can refer to the way a character behaves or reacts to something that is different than their normal. Let's take a look at this image as an example. At first glance, the reader may notice pretty quickly that this girl is wearing a tutu and ballet shoes. However, looking a bit closer, the thinker should also notice that the girl is on top of a skateboard and the other shoe is not a ballet shoe. This image is an example of contrast and contradiction because the audience would not expect or anticipate a character having two different shoes on. But what does this mean? Maybe the picture is trying to show us that the main character loves both ballet and skateboarding. Or maybe her parents make her do ballet, but she actually would prefer spending her time skateboarding. Or even perhaps she is a girl who is expected to behave properly like a ballet dancer likely would, but on the inside, the girl would really like to break social norms and do the unexpected. This type of noticing can help the reader make a prediction and infer what the plot or conflict of the story would likely lead us to. Let's take a look at a few more examples of contrasts and contradictions. The first one, what would you think if a friend who sat with you for lunch every day came in one day and sat in the far corner of the cafeteria? Well, I think you would likely conclude that your friend was angry with you for some reason. Here's another one. What would you think if your mom, who is usually cheerfully awake making breakfast by 6 a.m., was still in her bedroom with the door closed at 8:30? Most people might conclude that their mother is not feeling well, or perhaps was abducted by aliens. You never know. What would you think if the main character was a dog and he started meowing every time he saw his owner? Well, this one's pretty ridiculous, but I think it's clear that the dog is broken. The answer to these questions will likely help the reader make a prediction or inference about the plot or conflict. So to review, when you are reading and the character says or does something unexpectedly, stop and ask yourself, why is the character doing that? The answer to this question will likely lead you to the plot or conflict through prediction or inferring.